Investigators say he could have easily killed this little girl. Now he's facing federal charges. Alec Wilbur is accused of opening fire on his ex-girlfriend's car as she and her 7-year-old daughter fled from him after an argument and has been on the run ever since. This picture capturing the innocence of a child. Here, a 7-year-old girl whose life was nearly taken, investigators say, at the hands of her mother's enraged ex-boyfriend, 31-year-old Alec Wilbur.
Wilbur got so agitated, angered, or irritated to the point that he drew out a weapon and fired shots.
December 2020, just days before Christmas. Investigators say Wilbur and his ex-girlfriend get into an argument at his home in Temple Hills. The fight so bad, the woman and her 7-year-old daughter get into their car and leave. A mother who had been in a relationship with Wilbur.
Correct.
They had a fight, an argument at Wilbur's home.
Correct.
And she and her 7-year-old daughter left.
Yes.
The mother and daughter driving north on 295 towards Baltimore when suddenly investigators say Wilbur pulls up beside them in a car, pulls out a gun, and fires.
Doesn't always hit the intended target. And in this case, it did not hit the intended target.
The bullet piercing through both of the little girl's legs.
The victim's child was in the back seat, and Wilbur struck the child in one leg, which exited out of the other leg.
Tony Gauze is a senior inspector with the US Marshals Service. He says Wilbur kept driving while the little girl's mother stopped and called 911. The child medevaced to shock trauma in downtown Baltimore. Thankfully, she survives. When you look at the picture of this little girl, what goes through your mind?
It's an adorable little girl. How could you do something like this, whether it was an intended target or not? Just knowing that she was in proximity of your intended target. And in a case like this, why would you want to do such a thing and put that person in jeopardy? Fast
forward to now, Wilbur has been on the run for more than a year. And as Gauze points out, is wanted on federal charges because the shooting happened on the Parkway. How do you believe he's been able to evade capture this long?
A lot of friends and family. He's not a part of a known gang.
One of the more disappointing realities, according to Gauze, helping and harboring a man who shot a little girl. What would your message be to people who are potentially helping him, knowing that this little girl is the victim?
Just as much as he is at fault, helping him and an individual that did something like this to a child, a 7-year-old child, an innocent child, doing something like this just makes you just as much guilty.
Gauze believes Wilbur is likely in the D.C. and Baltimore areas, including surrounding counties like Prince George's County, and added he's even been spotted out of state, including in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Right now, a combined $11,000 reward is on the table for anyone who can lead the U.S. Marshals Service to Wilbur.
There's no need to testify. All we need to know is where Wilbur is so we can place him in custody and make people safe again.
Take a good look. Alec Wilbur facing federal charges. Investigators say he spent 7 years in prison related to a shooting and even at one point escaped custody. He's described as standing at about 5'11", weighing approximately 150 pounds. Take note of his hair. We're told the long locks sometimes pulled back, sometimes down. Notable tattoos include here on his arm, as well as the word Ace, a nickname we're told on his right hand. If you have any information to his whereabouts, you can report it anonymously to the tip line. That number there, 1-877-WANTED-2. Or you can contact Gauze directly. His number, 202-427-0183. As it stands, there's a combined $11,000 reward on the table for information into Wilbur's whereabouts. I'm Alexa Ashwell, and this is Maryland's Most Wanted.